Some week one overreactions for the NFL after preseason week one. Let's start off with my first big overreaction. Kaytron Allen. Thought he looked amazing for the Commanders. I think he could be the number one back for this Commanders offense. I know they got Rachaad White. I know they got, Bill. But I think Kaytron Allen, what he was able to showcase in preseason week one is a big reason why I think he should be the number one back. The physicality. He looked explosive. Guys were just falling off of him, and he was continuing to fight for extra yardage. And I think you plug him in as a physical back with Jaden Daniels, have Rachaad White be that running back on third down situations, being that pass catcher back to complement him. I think that's a perfect dynamic. I know Bill still showed some great things in his rookie season, kind of was a disappointment with fantasy football, but Kaytron Allen, I think there's a case for him to be RB1 after this preseason. I think that could be what happens at some point this season. But he was hitting the holes hard. He went fucking crazy. His touchdown at the goal line was amazing. Just him showing full effort, fighting for extra yardage, trucking a linebacker to get into the end zone, not being denied. 23 carries, 85 yards, and he became the first running back in a preseason game ever to have 0 negative rush yards. Everything was forward. 43.5% success rate on all of his runs. So that's something to monitor. Kaytron Allen is nothing to play with. 1,300 yards rushing at Penn State. 50 touchdowns. I think he's the all-time rushing leader at Penn State. This is a back with a lot of mileage and somebody that I think could be an impact guy day one and get the bulk of the carries day one. He could get the full workload if needed. But Rachaad White, like I said, is the better pass catcher, the better running back out the backfield. Use the two to complement each other. Let Kaytron Allen be RB1. The next overreaction I have is the Falcons will get the top pick. Now, Jalen Walker out for the whole season, torn ACL, promising pass rusher. I think he had 8 sacks. Then your other pass rusher that was finalist, runner up for Defensive Rookie of the Year, James Pierce Jr., did a knucklehead move. Should have been kicked out of the league damn near with this whole situation that happened. Look into it if you haven't heard about it, but James Pierce Jr. going to be suspended for 8 games, 10.5 sacks. So Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., 2 guys that had a high bulk of your sack production are going to be gone for majority of the season. Tua, a lot of excitement, a lot of hype about him coming in. I know the accuracy he provides. He's, healthier than Penix, which is crazy that he's a healthier option alternative. And he fumbled the snap on the opening drive. Enough to really take the confidence out the room on him. Drake London, Bijan Robinson, the talent is there. Offensive line is pretty solid. The defense is young, but it's getting better. You still have A.J. Terrell. You have his brother, too. So there's a lot to be excited about. Everything to be excited about except quarterback. So I think this Falcons team, and then, with the pass rushers being out, 2 big pivotal guys for the defense, I think the Falcons are going to be a team that has a top pick in the draft next year. And I think they'll be taking a quarterback. I like Penix. I'm rooting for him. I'm pulling for him, but I just don't see any path for success for the Falcons this year. Struggle early, and they'll be in position to draft their next guy in Atlanta. That's where it's going to head. Dante Moore in Atlanta would be nasty. Darian Mensah in Atlanta would be nasty. One of those 2 guys, but the draft class for 2027 is way too stacked for, these shenanigans at quarterback. They'll be taking one of the top quarterbacks in the draft this next upcoming year. Jacoby Lane's going to be a star. And everything that he showed in the preseason, all the buzz, we saw it. And it was 3 catches, 38 yards, had a touchdown. Now, this wasn't a touchdown where he's jumping over nobody. He's showing the crazy athleticism. But this was a touchdown where he showed the fight, the grit. Hey, I'm getting in this end zone. I don't care what it takes. 2 defenders draped around him. Catch radius is insane. The catches he can make, all the potential with what he could be as a target for Lamar Jackson is through the roof. And I like how he's met every expectation. He's met the hype. Michael Thomas comparisons, prime Michael Thomas comparisons, D-Hop comparisons. Yeah, everybody in the building is excited about Jacoby Lane. I think he showed that in preseason week 1. I don't know what the production is going to look like for him this season. I just know there's probably no ceiling to it. He could have a dominant season and the floor, maybe 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. I think he could be somebody that's putting up 1K this upcoming season. Who knows? Really high on Jacoby Lane and his stardom. The last and final overreaction is that the Cleveland Browns will be taking a quarterback in 2027. I'm a big Shador fan. He had some meatball sub throws. One of them was a really bad pick. No way you slice it. It's just a bad pass. Really bad pass. meatball sub. But everybody around the Browns looks good. And it's a shame when you have Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders look like the third and fourth best quarterback on the field. No Caleb Williams. Just Case Keenum and Tyson Bagent. Bagent and Keenum look ways above those two quarterbacks. The two quarterbacks competing for a starting job in Cleveland. Casey Concepcion looked amazing. He made some really good plays. Denzel Boston, obviously what he's done in camp, can't deny he's going to be the number one target for the Browns. There's a lot to love about this team other than the quarterback position and an opportunity for Shedeur to show he could be that guy to win this job. He disappointed. Deshaun Watson didn't look like he should be in front of Shedeur either with his play and how bad it was. So the Bears defense got after him. To make matters worse, you have 5 quarterbacks on this roster. None of them look good. Dylan Gabriel looked bad. Looked even worse. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this Browns, quarterback room. I think, Deshaun Watson is going to be the starter. There's no path for success for the Browns with that. So I think Shedeur is going to start at some point. I don't see Deshaun having a great season and being the guy down the road. I like Todd Monken as a head coach. I think they honestly could finish better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a hot take I still have. But with the quarterback position, I think they'll be looking for their guy in 2027 in a deep class. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.